Hello my lovelies and welcome back to Sondering Tarot. If you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome. This is your full moon in Virgo reading. This is for the 24th day of February 2024. And of course that's good for all 3 days of the full moon. So the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th of February. We're going to be using the Journey to Oz and Wonderland as our main spread. I will be doing a Celtic cross for you. We'll be using the Tarot of the Mystical Moments, Stardust Wanderer Tarot, and the Divina Serenity Oracle to clarify. So excuse me while I get your cards out on the table, and if you don't want to stick around for the fast forward shuffling part, look in the description box down below and you can jump right to the reading. Alright, my lovelies, all your cards are out on the table. So if you availed yourself of timestamps in the description box down below, or if you hung around and watched the fast forward, welcome to your reading. We're going to start with the overall energy. We have the Page of Swords and the Fool. Okay, not a bad energy. Not a bad energy overall. Okay. So we're really looking at the small things, but the little things. Okay. How do they jive? How do they fit together? What can we start, but also what can we finish? Because those kind of go hand in hand. Because if we tie up everything in incompleted projects, there is no new starts. There's no way we can move forward. However, if we're looking at all the puzzle pieces, getting stuff done, then we know which paths we can start taking for new adventures, new things that we would like to kick off, especially if we are opting for a new chapter or a new cycle overall. And we might actually be looking into the future, trying to plan ahead for that particular outcome. So for those of you that are manifesting, this is actually really good energy, simply because we're being curious, we're being inquisitive, we're trying to communicate what we would like to receive as a new beginning. I kind of like that. It's also, because the Page of Swords ultimately is our student, our learner card in the tarot. Okay. And for any of us that have actually begun a new chapter, this means that, you know, we're acclimating, we're adjusting. So we become the student again. Okay, we're going to do this a little bit different because I'm not going to toggle my camera over for shuffling, so we're going to do it this way. We have boundaries, calm, and celebration. Trying to be cool and collected. Completing something is always something to celebrate. Getting what we wanted for a new beginning is definitely worth celebrating. At the same time, when we have something new, we have to find out where our boundaries are, where our limits are. And that's where this lovely Page of Swords energy comes in handy. Because we won't know where all those exist or where they need to be rewritten until we sit there and look at it, or, you know, poke at it. Okay, they have something else they want to say, as I can tell. Alright, what else for the overall energy of my lovelies? Okay, they gave us quite a few cards, but we have literally the Page of Swords again. So you have it not once, but twice. appreciate the synchronicity. The King of Swords. The Two of Swords reversed. The King of Wands. The Ace of Cups in the reverse. And the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Okay, most of us have heard the work smarter, not harder. And that's kind of what this is. We're trying to investigate, relearn how to do things logically, to make better choices that work more in our favor, make things go easier. Especially in the face of things that make us either uncomfortable or we know is not our familiar comfort zone. So with our learning aspect, we're trying to make it easier on ourselves. We're literally trying to cut out a lot of the BS, a lot of the struggle, so we don't have that awkward, heavy burden stage where we're just overwhelmed. Okay. Trying to make it easier on ourselves this cycle, or this chapter, or this project. And if this applies to love for some of you, then, well, we're trying to make sure we don't repeat the same mistakes. We're trying to make sure we have all our own baggage dealt with before coming together in a union with someone. That way we don't drag ourselves and the other person down. That way we don't actually plummet and, fall face down in the dirt right from the get-go. All right, my lovelies, we've done our overall energy. We're going to move on to our obstacle, or how to get over our obstacle. Start off with the Moon card in the reverse. We have the Six of Swords in the reverse. The Seven of Swords in the reverse. The Eight of Swords in the reverse. And we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. So this is actually how to overcome our obstacle. It is to really actually learn the truth of why things maybe don't progress quite the way we would like. And it's because we're maybe hesitant or unwilling to get outside of a comfort zone, when that is what we need to actually free ourselves, to cut loose from things being unhealthy, not right, closed off. Because let's face it, if we're wanting to press forward and we want a door to open for us, but we're not willing to take the risks to get that door to open, or we fear too much of what's on the other side, that we send big signals to the universe that we're hesitant like that, that wishy-washy energy, we still can create a self-imposed limitation. So we have to learn what we're doing wrong. Okay. I know somebody out there is probably not happy with me saying that, but sorry folks, that's what I got. That's what I got. And sometimes that's, the way the cookie crumbles. You have to learn what the mistake is in order for something to go right. Alright, anything else for our obstacle, or how to get over our obstacle? And sometimes, really, when it comes to obstacles, all you have to do is look at it the right way in order to see the obstacle itself or how to get over it. And in this case, you're really just looking at it in a different way and learning, oh, so that's where I've been going wrong. Okay, we have the Four of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Swords. Yeah, stop fighting yourself. All the conflict that you probably are self-creating, give it a rest. Give it a rest. You'll move forward afterwards. Get out of your own way. Yeah, like I said, sometimes you just have to look at things in a different way to see where you're going wrong. And in this case, that's exactly what they're trying to tell you. Get out of your own way. It's not always the easiest thing to hear and accept. I fully admit that. Okay. Alright, anything else for obstacle? How to get over the obstacle before I move on? Okay, blessings. Okay, some of us really don't understand that sometimes when we are roadblocked or withheld from something, it's actually a blessing in disguise. It's done on purpose. Because if we were to, force our way through and try to get to the finish line with certain set of circumstances, sometimes we'd inadvertently harm ourselves or somebody else and make it 10 times worse. So sometimes things literally being taken from us or not received is for our own self-betterment. Okay, beauty. Yes, there's actual beauty in the way things play out. And they're wanting me to pull this other card because we have balance. Yeah, everything's a balance. There's a timing, balance, and synergy to things. So when it's not quite in alignment, especially if you're sending out certain vibrations, cues to the universe, that being withheld is definitely a blessing. And it's all for you to have a better, beautiful life. And an abundant one at that. Just rewards. Karmic rewards. Okay. Sometimes certain things that we think we are going to receive are due to receive. Sometimes are automatically withheld because if they delay it a little bit, you receive more later. They're just rewards, karmic abundance. So I'm not sure whose energy, 13%. Some of you, things are not playing out simply because, hey, if we hold off things for a little bit longer, you get a heck of a lot more out of a situation, or you move on from that situation to a better one that was more than what you expected anyway. Okay, so a big change. So there's a method to the madness, which is always nice and good. It doesn't always happen, but it's nice when it does. Alright, my lovelies, we're now going to move on to the recent past. We have the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Cups for the recent past. Yeah. Wondering which way to go. Some of you might have actually had to, purge a number of items as well recently. And at that being said, that's probably one of the reasons why you show up as the wonderful Page of Swords in your overall energy. Because you've learned something, you've been inquisitive, you've been examining things, and you're still in that energy of, okay, where do I go from here? How can I make things better? What can I improve? What needs to stay? What needs to go? Alright, which one do you want first? that was quite a lot. We have the King of Pentacles. Also the King of Pentacles. This is the Tarot of the Mystical Moments. There is actually a female and a male king of every suit. And you literally have 2 King of Pentacles right here, back to back. You also have another one in a different placement in this reading. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I find that interesting that we have that double king energy. Oh, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles, followed by the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, I love it. I love it. Because that means we've, like I said, purged. We've assessed to see what can be left behind. What is necessary, what is not necessary. We've done the self-examining. It's why you show up as the Page of Swords. You're, at least in the recent past, you've utilized what you've got, yes, but you've also taken the initiative to see what you have, what it can become, but also what you desire in the future. And examined how to get from point A to point B, or at least where you think you need to go from point A to point B. You've looked for those opportunities, the doorways, all the way to that happiness. And yes, and sometimes that means shedding things, letting things go. Why? Because the universe really likes it when you make room for things. And having a shedding phase, a letting go phase, purging something, makes room for that space. Even if all you're doing is saying, I don't need that anymore. I don't want that anymore. That is not for me. Literally just saying that, clear out, will help create that space. It's not necessarily, oh, well, I'm going to throw everything in the kitchen sink out of my apartment and, you know, be a minimalist. That way I can, you know, win the lottery. That's not what I'm talking about. Just to clarify for anyone out there, it's not what I mean. Something else to add from the tarot? The recent past? We have the Six of Swords. And the Magician. Yeah. Wise choices of letting things go makes the space. It helps you move on to create what you desire, or to make the universe work for you enough to manifest what you desire. Like I said, sometimes shedding, purging, letting things go, saying those little things to the universe flat out, and just be like, nope, I'm done with that, don't need it, actually does some of the biggest things. Need more of these animal spirit, ascension, authenticity, and awakening. Okay, yeah, this is you coming back to your baser instincts, you coming back to yourself, your center, the authentic you. You're stripping things away. Yes, this allows you to wake up to what's important, to reprioritize. And this does lift your vibration. That's what the process does. You already started that. Even if it's just, 24 hours before the full moon period. You've already kind of started this. Some of you, you've started this a lot longer than that, and now it's actually going to further the process along. And now we're going to look at our highest potential for this full moon. Our highest potential, you have one card, and I told you that you had one on the table already. Here is the other King of Pentacles. This is you being industrious. Taking the initiative and moving all the pieces. That means planning, strategizing, yes, cutting away, adding to, building what you wish to see. And in some ways that looks different for each and every one of us. But that's using the pieces we have while also identifying the pieces we need. Okay, some prudent planning. Not only with gusto, but hindsight as well as foresight. Seeing what works and what doesn't from the past, but also projecting into the future of what we would like and hopefully how to get there. I actually kind of like that energy. Not surprised it's the King of Pentacles, especially with the full moon in Virgo. They gave you the Sun in the reverse. And the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, all that time and energy and effort that you wasted that amounted to nothing, you're now going, nope, I ain't gonna do that again. Instead, we're gonna do this. Why? Because it's our energy, it's our time. Things are precious, and hey, if we can cut that pesky, annoying, doesn't work step, then we'll do that. Like I said, hindsight as well as foresight. It's like you've identified that clinch, the clincher, or whatever I guess you could say chink in the chain was. So you're getting rid of that link and putting things back together. So it runs and operates smoother, makes it easier. Okay, anything else for my lovely's highest potential for this full moon? Woo! And that came out with quite a bit of energy. Almost knocked over part of another deck here. We have the Star in the reverse. The Moon in the reverse. And once again, the Sun in the reverse. Yeah, it's like you've realized, you've had the realization that some things are utterly hopeless. And by persisting in them, all they do is bring you down. Oh, and I have a hidden card. Hey, we have Judgment in the reverse. Why? Because you're not meant to. It's not something you're meant to be doing, or should be doing, or called to be doing. It's not worth your time and effort, and persisting in something like that it's throwing your life away. It's throwing your effort away. It's bringing it down. Hopeless. Okay. Can we get something on the positive side for our highest potential? I know that kind of was positive, but it doesn't seem like that. Ooh, we have Guardian. Gratitude. And grace. Aw, we're safeguarding our future. Granted, let's be honest, when we have the whole hindsight and foresight going as well as we do, not only are we safeguarding our future, but we're understanding our lessons, our hardships, our obstacles, where they stem from, in order to be thankful for the lessons, for the information it brought us. And that helps us move with ease. It makes things easier. Why? Because the light bulb goes on. Page of Swords. We learn. And then we execute. King of Pentacles. Now it's time for our lowest potential for this full moon. And our lowest potential, we have a Justice. The Six of Pentacles. Seven of Wands. And the Six of Wands. Okay. Cause and effect. Balance. Six of Pentacles. Balance again. Okay, we have some reoccurring themes here. When we do one thing and it balances the scales, we have reciprocity. When we persist in that, we get success. Hey, okay, but this is not as a big a scale as the King of Pentacles. This is more temporary. So a temporary shift enough to maybe be successful, maybe close out a cycle, or move forward in a way that we wanted to. But beware, sometimes this is just you forcing your way through for the outcome. So for, yeah, our King of Pentacles is more long term, like I said. Hindsight mixed with Foresight. We're going to see what else is here for our lowest potential. Feels like this is more short term or temporary. It's not on the grandest scale as our highest potential. Highest potential means we've learned all the lessons and light bulb goes on and we execute them. Why? Because they're assimilated. So let's see, what else is here for our lowest potential? Okay, there's quite a few cards. And the reappearance of the Sun in reverse. The Queen of Wands in the reverse. And the World. And the Hangman. The Hermit. The Three of Wands in the reverse. The Tower. And the Two of Wands. The Nine of Cups in the reverse. And the reemergence of our Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is the balancing of the scales. Actions that don't give us the outcome that we're wanting to complete a cycle. We realize our perspective needs to change. Something needs to change here. So we literally start asking ourselves, okay, what is that? Because we have areas where things are not operating as they should, not moving forward. And we need to change those areas. Okay. So we literally put ourselves on pause, you know, hang from the tree of life, or hangman, and contemplate all the things that are not as they are or should be, so we can reinvest. This is literally the rebalancing of the scales. Page of Swords. Okay. So we've learn to toggle our mind a little bit. We're learning to use the Page of Swords energy. Let's put it that way. Doesn't mean we full on integrated the, you know, the hindsight and foresight like we have with our lovely King of Pentacles. So we still have energy here that is lessons or perspective that still needs to be more integrated and absorbed, assimilated, and then executed. That's why it's the lowest. Okay. Let's see. What else is here? And this is why I'm saying it's temporary or short-term, more instant gratification, solutions for the more immediate problem. Yeah, because you just want peace, something to give, like I said, immediate, needing a break, something to go, all right, we have sacred space, security, serenity, sovereignty, strength, transformation. So I'll consider this another Tower card. Trust. New beginnings. Okay. Yeah, you just want the space to breathe. So things have been really hectic and moving all around. You just really want to enter that eye of the storm where everything is calm and sunny and smooth sailing instead of you being tossed about all the time. You want that space to breathe. So you find a way to rebalance the scales enough. That's why you consider it a win. Because you've secured that space. Even if it's temporary. Just so you can take a deep breath. And start to feel like you're in control again. Or at least be able to step back enough to have enough control to try and figure out what else needs to be changed and get things done. Why? Because you want the new beginning. But you have to be able to trust it. Okay? Why the trust? Sorry, I'm curious. 6 of Wands. Why the trust? Because you want it to be successful. You have to be able to trust and see that it will succeed, that there is victory, that there is completion. In other words, you're not wanting to go through the door unless you know there's success on the other side. Hesitancy. I said that earlier. You might have that wishy-washy energy of wanting to go through the door but fear what's on the other side. So it's like you want to go but you don't. You want to go but you don't. Beware of the energy you're sending to the universe. You want to make sure that there's success assured on the other side. You want that foresight and you don't have it. And because you don't have it, you're trying to control the aspects you can. All right. So trying to hold on too tightly to certain amounts of energy while being hesitant, we're not as free moving. So we got the hindsight, but not the foresight. All right. We question the foresight instead. I'm going to leave these other cards out here. What else for my lovelies when it comes to the lowest potential? Because I feel like there's more here. We have the Queen of Wands. And the Three of Wands. Yeah. We're wanting action, we're wanting movement, but we're still operating at the level of where we've been. Hindsight. Remember, kings will take what they got, but they also create new things. They extrapolate. Foresight. Queens use what they got. So if we don't have foresight, we're using what we've got, the same operating moves of what we got for expansion to move forward. Okay, so we're still, like I said, we're still limited. And part of that's our hesitancy, what we're sending to the universe. Having the hindsight without the foresight. Next, we're going to be looking at our near future. In our near future, we start off with the Star. The Tower. The Sun. The Devil. And the Two of Swords. Okay. Yeah, this seems like healing, repair. Healing and repair. From all the changes and upheaval we've had. Improvements. Vastly, yes. So change is effective. Transformation is effective. Now, what kind of scale we're talking about depends on if we're embodying our lowest expectations or our highest expectations, or rather lowest and highest potential here when it comes to our hang-ups, the hard stuff. And more importantly, whatever decisions we have made, or in this case, haven't made. Because if we've made tons of decisions and we've integrated everything and we're doing the hindsight with the foresight, our lovely King of Pentacles, our highest potential, we've made lots of choices. And we'll see the most transformation, we'll see the most growth, we'll see the most healing, and therefore probably more new beginnings. More things being in divine alignment. Whereas if we embody our lowest potential, that amount of change goes down. So like I said, on the scale, it depends on which potential you are embodying. And how many choices you actually made, or how many have you avoided. Okay. It's funny, I said how many you avoided, and we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. Now normally the Five of Wands in the upright is learning your potential. But we got it in the reverse. Yeah, what's your choices you avoided, what you didn't learn. Okay, so that's for the lowest potential. What didn't you learn? There's a reason why that foresight is not there. Okay. here for one of these. We have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh no. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Hierophant. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. Out of everything that has gone wrong, not worked out, not improved, felt was absent or lacking, that obviously wasn't giving in any way, whether that was money, effort, rewards, karmic justice, learning, all of that, devil energy. That's basically what they clarified, devil energy. So avoiding, not learning, but highest potential. We've literally learned assimilation. We've learned all of this. We learned what the devil is. we know what that hang-up is. We know what it means for us. And what choices we needed to make. Okay. Figures. Highest and lowest potential. They wanted two different decks. One for the lowest, one for the highest. Oh, okay. What else for the near future? Communication. Comfort. And clarity. Yeah, some of us have learned how to communicate with the universe, with ourselves, even with our shadow self, you know, our bad habits, our hang-ups. Others, we're still clinging to things. Why? Because they're comfortable. It's that wishy-washy, hesitant energy I was talking about. Why? Because it's the devil we know. Even if we don't acknowledge it. But for the most part, a lot of us are, we're getting clear on this. We're getting clear on what needs to change, how we can change it, how we can be more comfortable and peaceful in our lives, how we can literally cause change for self-betterment. And all it takes is us acknowledging, making choices that are more to our benefit to heal. Alright. And now it's time to look at our advice. For our advice, we start out with the Knight of Swords. And the Queen of Swords. The King of Swords. And the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Well, that's kind of prudent. When it comes to how you respond and how you react, how you move and what direction you move in, is often dictated about how we think about things and what we think about things. So if we think something is bad, we have a tendency to operate in a certain way. Part of that is dictated of how we're thinking about that bad thing. And that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a bad thing. We can project that it's a bad thing onto that item. Okay, remember, words have power, thoughts have power. What you think about, you bring about. Okay. And I kind of mentioned this earlier by when I said purging and making space. Sometimes that is just saying, I don't want that. I don't need that. That is not for me. Remember what you think about, you bring about. How you communicate, how you respond, not only with your words, but your movement based on those thoughts and the words you speak. We have the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, the World, the Ten of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Oh yeah. We can definitely make things so much easier on ourselves and finding solutions, of completing cycles, of getting things done, making it the smooth sailing pathway, heading towards happiness, getting joy out of things, making things being fulfilling, re-engaging our emotions, being able to execute and chase our dreams. And it's all in how we look at it. Are we trusting our intuition or our gut? Are we seeking answers? Are we asking the right questions? How are we communicating with ourselves, with others? And are we reacting or are we responding? What direction are we going in based on what information we have? How we think about that information? How we respond to that information? What you think about your bring about? How you think, what you think about, which way you move based on all the information you have, whether it's true or untrue, whether it's good or bad, or whether we perceive it as good or perceive it as bad, makes a huge difference. Why? Because how we think about things, how we learn things, how we respond, that is actually how our reality is created. What you think about, you bring about. Alright. What else is here for advice? Awakening. Compassion. Confidence. Connection. Courage. And creativity. Yeah. I kind of just said this. You create your own reality. Awakening to it. Manifesting it. Literally creating it. So you can make all the connections that you desire. But how you do that is up to you. And if you know what you want and how to get it, and communicate effectively, make connections effectively, this is really easy. But for most of us, it's kind of a little hard. We don't know how to do that or how to go about that. And we have a tendency to look on the negative, which brings the need for the compassion card that I just showed you. To be gentler on ourselves, to maybe not be so harsh with our words, to maybe give us a little bit more space before we respond, to look on the brighter side of things. And that itself does take courage. The world's full of negativity, and it's easy to look at things through a negative lens. That's actually kind of the default for a lot of things in the world and for a lot of people. So perhaps we're in need of rewriting that script, what we tell ourselves, what we tell others, judging information for ourselves, searching for information for ourselves, rather than taking everyone at their word and at face value without getting to the bottom of things, avoiding responding just out of reflex instead of taking that moment to pause and think it through and actually get something more valuable out of it or from it, because we've been given that process moment. Now we're going to move on to our environment. Our environment, we start off with the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Okay. Nine of Wands, the wounded healer. Alright. Testing ground. Battlefield. Okay. Yeah. Nine of Wands. Obstacles. New boundaries. Fool card and overall energy. Page of Swords. Fool card. I've mentioned something at the very beginning in overall energy that sometimes we have to learn where our boundaries are when we start a new cycle, to press our limits. And you're basically testing out where your happiness actually lies, or trying to figure out the division line between the negative and the positive. Testing which ways you can actually gain that happiness and what that means for you. I'm pointing out the rainbow and then this stream of light in this card. To find where the light is. Okay. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. To find where the light is. Because you probably don't feel like things are going very well, or not working out for you, or never will. So in a way you're tested to keep faith, to look on the bright side, to find the happiness and joy, or to create it yourself. Sovereignty, to create it yourself. In this deck you could ruler, sovereignty, basically an emperor or empress energy, particularly the emperor. Yeah, to create it yourself. And for some of you, that's putting yourself first, at the forefront. So if anyone has lack of compassion, lack of self-love, lack of self-esteem or self-worth, this is putting the crown on your head and saying, I'm worth it. Creating it yourself. Okay. Did I miss something? That's what I missed. Temperance. Not just bringing things back into balance, but sometimes patience. Testing ground, battleground, patience. Very funny. Okay. Sometimes it is a test of our patience. But it's also a test of our alchemic ability. Being able to create. Okay. Dual energy. Yeah, I feel that one. Okay. Patience. We're almost done, my lovelies. We're now going to look at our hope and or fear. Alright. For hope and or fear, we have the Four of Wands in the reverse. Okay. Fear. Things will not be as successful, as bright futured as we hoped. That our outcome will never arrive. Yeah. That's good fear. Hope. Hope, hope, hope. Four of Wands in the reverse. Four of Wands. Success, victory, marriage, foundation. In the reverse, okay. And the hope is that we've changed enough. We've changed enough of our foundation for betterment. That way we actually do get the positive change rather than the negative change. Okay, so we're fearing change. Wanting things to shake, move, be successful, but also hesitant of whether or not that is there. Okay, there's that wishy-washy energy again. Do we go through the door? Do we not go through the door? Do we know what's on the other side? Do we not know what's on the other side? Okay. Interesting, that energy is coming back. Apparently somebody is exactly that way since it came through. Okay, anything else to add for the hope and or fear? And we have the Queen of Pentacles. And the Sun in the reverse. Yeah, the fear that despite all our best efforts of making things improved, that they will fall flat on their face. That we fail. That we've wasted our time, our energy, trying to accomplish something to no end. That what we placed at high value it's somehow in a result very lacking. Okay. You give me the fear. Can you give me the hope on this one? It'd be nice to give them both. Sorry, you guys are being sarcastic. Okay, Five of Cups. And the Fool. And the Fool. Okay. Yeah. To take everything that is not working and to begin again. In other words, did I change enough? Have I corrected enough? Has the foundation that I had crumbled? Has the struggle put enough pressure on me to do enough about it to put me on a new path, to correct it with this full energy? Okay. I'm curious to see what else you have to say for the hope and or fear at this point. Speaking of Fool, we have the New Beginnings showing back up. And Unity. Wanting things to come together. needing them to come together, fearing that they won't. Whether that is fearing things not being held together that should be, or fearing things falling apart that may appear otherwise. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go ahead and leave that there. Okay, my lovelies, we are to our outcome. Our first card for our outcome is the Emperor. The Hierophant. The Four of Pentacles. And the Empress. Okay, I kind of like this. Well, for those of you that actually are for the love energy in this particular reading, this means that divine masculine, divine feminine have learned to be able to hold on to one another or hold themselves together, come into union, as it were. For everyone else, not love energy, we're getting stuff done, getting stuff complete. There's more things in our control. We've learned something. So whatever is assimilated, whether that is a lot or a little, we're holding on to that aspect. So lessons, even past mistakes that we know we don't want to repeat, the things that we don't want, all that stuff falls into the Hierophant energy, Page of Swords energy that we started out with. We're retaining all that, and we're utilizing it. Empress. We get the new beginning. We get the creative manifestation ability. We're able to get more of the answers. We have more of the answers. We're retaining more of the answers. Or at least more of the lessons. Knowledge is power. Remember, what we think about, we bring about. And hindsight is just as important as foresight. And it's best when we have them both, yes. Okay. This was kind of all over the place. Okay, we have the Devil energy. The Ten of Swords in the reverse. The Queen of Cups in the reverse. And the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, everything that was causing us strife before, responsibilities, obstacles, attachments that were wreaking havoc, not creating beauty in our world, not opening doors, not opening opportunities, not giving us the abundance and rewards and outcomes that we wanted. Yeah, even if it's not entirely over, we know what that is. We've identified it. You know. Okay, so we're making connections. So even if we don't have a complete resolution, we know enough now to be aware. Awareness, awakening. Yes, okay. That's where we're going with this. Alright, so we're more aware of where our lessons lie. We're also more aware of our responses to them. So maybe not in the 3 days for the full moon will we get everything resolved, but we're well on our way for the most part. Alright, what else do we have here for outcome? Please. The Chariot. The Lovers. The Knight of Swords. The Queen of Swords. The King of Swords. And the King of Pentacles. Okay. Now that I like. We're moving forward. We've made different choices. We're making the right connections. It's put us on a path that even if it's not the finish line, it's on the path to betterment. Got the ball rolling again. Things are in the works. Gears are turning. The path has been laid. You at least have some inkling of what you're doing and how to do it, and you're going for it. For those in love, this can definitely mean, yes, a meeting or conversions of divine feminine, divine masculine, heading in a direction that they can foresee happiness in. So a relationship coming to fruition, or if things have been broken off, a reunion. Can you give me clarification on the reunion energy? Yeah. Reunion energy, 10 of Wands in the reverse. Not so heavy, not so burdensome. Why? Because somebody's dealt with their baggage. There's less obstacles. There's less conflict or potential for conflict. Okay. Well, that's always good. Nice to hear. I mean, I don't always do, a reunion energy, but if it's there, I address it. So there you go. For those that got pinged for this reading, just for love energy. Okay. And we have a Crystal Spirit. Dance. Death and rebirth. Discipline. Doorway. And dream. Okay, so things are moving, yes, but they're more solid. Okay, so we have more of a foundation going that, with all the changes we make, works better for us. That means, yes, we have to be more vigilant with what we've learned and how we use it, how we move, how we respond, to keep all those opportunities and doors open, available to us, to keep the energy free flowing. That way the positive can come in, the happiness can come in, the wishes get fulfilled. 9 of Cups energy. Okay, so here's hoping everyone identifies the positive, the negative, and retains as many of their lessons as they can during this time period. Whether that is simple, prioritizing, or maybe something a little bit deeper than that. We will see. Before we go, is there any last reminders for my lovelies during this full moon in Virgo? The dream card came right back out. Doorway. Discipline. Death and rebirth. Dance. And crystal spirit. I literally just put all of those cards back on the top of the deck, reshuffled, and they came back out in the reverse order. So, okay. So apparently they want me to read this both ways. So let me do this again for your overall reading. Okay. When we follow our emotional intuition and our dreams, what we aspire to, using our creative energy, this is what opens up the universe to us in a way that we interact better. Remember, what you think about, you bring about. Discipline your mind. Think on the positive. That will bring you the changes that you need in order to move freely in the right areas while creating your foundation, solidifying everything for you. Okay. Giving you a place on which to dance. Oh, alright. Okay. Look at you guys being somewhat poetic. Okay, what you think about, you bring about. Foresight, hindsight, both important. Assimilating lessons, yeah. Foundation, solidify. Aha, okay. Hopefully that computed to you guys very well. I feel like I'm babbling, but sometimes they don't always speak in full sentences, so it's a little bit of a jumble. I apologize if it seems a little all over the place. Although the reverse thing was kind of funny to me. That is all I have for you, my lovelies. And I hope some of this resonated for you. And if it does, by all means, give me a big thumbs up. It's a great way to let me know that you resonate with the reading. I will list all these decks in the description box down below. You should find them with the timestamps in case you are unfamiliar with these decks and you would like to try to acquire any of them. You'll know what they are. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.